Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. Just talking about the double threat by Obama, cap and trade to strangle production and prop up the speculative market in carbon offsets, a new area of speculation, bonanzas for the parasitical Wall Street interests, and then the health care plan, which is in Obama's hands, in the hands of Orsag and Baucus, is going to be a program of gouging Medicare, Medicaid, and the other programs to make savings that will be used for bigger and better Wall Street bailouts. So that's what happens when you get a Wall Street puppet in the White House calling the shots. Now, again, the idea that private insurance can cover the medical situation, this is not going to be the case. AIG, completely bankrupt, $3 trillion of derivatives. You've paid $180 billion into the coffers of AIG, and that's just the beginning. It'll reach $500 billion unless somebody comes in to stop it, because the derivatives are a black hole. You just can't get rid of them. They can't be unwound. Try unwinding a black hole. It won't work. But that's not the only one. If we look at the catalog of other insurance companies, we will find that The Hartford, a very big one up there in Connecticut, the centerpiece of that entire Connecticut-based insurance racket, The Hartford took $3.5 billion in TARP funds, an unsung story. The TARP funds were offered to Prudential. The most recent word I have on that is Prudential has not accepted them. But they did float $1.25 billion of stock to water down their existing stock. Allstate was offered TARP. MetLife was offered TARP. Lincoln Financial, Ameriprise Financial, Principal Financial, all eligible for TARP funding. I believe most of the rest of these didn't take it, but you get the idea. If AIG is long gone, Hartford obviously long gone, the rest of them on the brink, kept going with various kinds of infusions. If you don't take TARP money, you can borrow from the Federal Reserve at special rates. So you get the idea. The entire private insurance complex is bankrupt. That is why they are willing to accept the Obama plan, because they think that this will keep them going. So what's being done here is to create a state-sponsored compulsory cartel for the purpose, in this case, of denying care and causing sacrifice for the population while the speculative derivative structure is propped up. And as we've said repeatedly, that is the formal definition of the corporate state, the Mussolini fascist corporate state as it had evolved in Italy in the 1920s and the 1930s. So the idea that you get out of this with private insurance only, I think, is not going to be the case. Medicare for all, a good idea, some kind of government program. But then the question, fight the rationing of care on the one side and fight for the crash program to bring about cures. Now, Obama has thrown General Motors and Chrysler under the bus. You can say that Obama has made Chrysler dependent on fiat money. Obama rules by fiat. He brings in fiat to asset strip the companies that he doesn't include in his state-sponsored compulsory cartels. Obama to California, drop dead. Obama to California, drop dead. Remember the old New York newspaper headline, Ford to City, drop dead. That was 1975, the bankruptcy of New York City. Now it's 2009, California approaching bankruptcy. Obama to California, drop dead. We've got $700 billion for Wall Street, but we don't have $25 to $30 billion for California. This is an absolute scandal. This is Obama. This is the essence of Obamism. This is Geithner. This is Volcker. This is Summers, Orsag, and the rest of them. Orsag, by the way, is promising that after they loot Medicare and Medicaid, they're going to go on to loot Social Security. They want to realize savings in Social Security. They should be increasing Social Security, because for a lot of people, the 401ks will be gone, the IRAs will be gone, the only thing you'll have is a Social Security pension. You better double it so that it actually becomes a living, dignified means for elderly people to live in retirement. And don't touch Medicaid and Medicare either, or SAG. But, of course, ORSAG, the pointy-headed bureaucrat and bean counter par excellence, is interested in looting all of that. What are your qualifications, ORSAG? You got a degree in public health and medicine. What do you have? No, I'm a bean counter. This guy is the acme of elitism and cruelty. He's someone who does his dirty work from the desk, but dirty work it is nonetheless. So Obama has told California drop dead. A formal request by the state of California to participate in TARP funds has been rejected by Geithner and by Obama. When will people wake up? Hey, you California leftists. Hey, you nurses. Hey, you teachers. Hey, you people out there in California. Take a look at my 9-point program for California. It solves this question with a 1% Tobin tax or securities transfer tax that you can slap on the San Francisco community of financiers up there, the various Wells Fargos and, Transamerica, that stylized pyramid there in the middle of the San Francisco financial district. All of those people should be paying a 1% sales tax on all of their speculative turnover, derivatives, stocks, bonds, foreign exchange, commodities, securities, you name it, and derivatives of all kinds. Once again, you could plug the hole in the California deficit right away. You can go on to stop foreclosures for 5 years in California, and you could get the interest rates on credit cards down to 10% with a state usury law. That would be the beginning. Obviously, the real solutions are at the federal level. Now, the Obama regime is showing some cracks. We've got this thing. Obama has fired a number of inspectors general for basically for showing signs of wanting to expose the corruption and the stealing and thievery of the Obama regime. But it's actually broader. It includes questions of policy. We're still working on a thorough factional analysis here. It's probably just the war of all against all, right, in a polycentric oligarchical system. Penny Pritzker, the chairman of Obama's Finance Committee, has broken with him because Obama gives lip service to the card check for the unions. I think anything that would strengthen the unions would be a good thing. Again, to bring back balance is that you've got power of corporate evil and some power of perhaps evil incarnated in a trade union. It's better for them to fight each other rather than for one of them to run wild. This is the theory, of course, of Machiavelli in the discourses. Pritzker, anyway, says she doesn't like Barkey's lip service to the card check. She's not happy with Barkey on that score. Michelle Obama has fired her chief of staff and brought in a loyalist from the Valerie Jarrett corrupt daily machine in Chicago. Dennis Ross has been canned as the envoy to Iran, partially because the Iranians wouldn't accept him. They treated him as someone with ties to Israel that were far too well developed for them to trust him. So Dennis Ross out as envoy, special regional envoy to Iran. He will, however, get a post inside the National Security Council. Some say he'll feel more powerful there. You saw Biden and Hillary attacking Obama on Iran. They wanted more bellicose statements, unfortunately, but there it is. You've got the U.S. Special Envoy to Sudan, a military guy, is attacking Susan Rice, in effect, for this constant blather about genocide in Sudan that Mrs. Rice, Ambassador Rice, is putting forward. This is the new Rice, not the old Rice. Susan Rice, UN ambassador, constantly attacking Sudan on the genocide argument. Her goal, of course, is to overthrow the government and cut off oil deliveries to China. That's the dirty secret of this. Eric Holder, the corrupt attorney general, has defended the Defense of Marriage Act. This has caused great estrangement of the gay community against Obama. You've also got the single-payer people who are very unhappy with Obama. Neil Gorofsky and Elizabeth Warren, the two top overseers, unhappy. So a lot of cracks in the regime. Back in a minute.